For many, leaving a college is the first time away from their parents, and the transition from high school to college can be challenging. At Washington State University, the athletics department provides the opportunity for all incoming student athletes to adapt to the college life with the help of the Summer Bridge program.
This
The
is
head
my
of the
first
Bridge
year
program and academic
full
advisor,
time
Brittany
working in this
Thackeray, had some
position, so
insightful things to
it's
say
been a
about
really
her
good
first year
adjustment.
as
This is
director.
my first summer bridge that's going on right now, so I've learned a lot this year. We have 45 freshman athletes here right now. It's been really, really challenging at times, but really rewarding at the same time. I think the one difference I've learned is I dealt with a lot of the parents coming in, so that gave me a little preconceived notion about some of the kids coming in, but they are more than capable of doing the work on their own. I think that they just needed that separation from their parents. A lot of them, the parents were the ones turning in the paperwork, getting back to me when I tried to reach out to them. So I think next year I'm just going to stay on the students to get back to me and respond to me. Now I just text them directly, or I call them directly on their cell phone, so I know that they're the ones talking to me, so I can make sure that they're the ones that get it done.
A couple of freshmen emphasized on the major differences they saw between high school and just 6 weeks of college.
Oh yeah, for me it's been different with school just because back home I was always come my mom telling me like, John, you do your homework and all this stuff, like, you have to finish your homework before you eat dinner and stuff like that. But now that I'm here, it's just kind of, I can do it whenever I want. If I want to start at 11, I can.
The biggest thing that I've noticed in the transition from high school to college is that I have way more responsibilities that I have to take care of on my plate, and also I'm away from my family, so I have to be more independent. I have more freedom. I don't have my parents like down my throat about everything, and I need to learn how to use my time wisely in order to complete everything that I need to complete.
And then for assignments, like you get a lot of extra time to complete certain tasks, but then again, you have so many other things happening that it almost doesn't seem like it's as much time. And so time management has been really hard for me.
Being on their
So
own
for
is
me,
one
like
thing,
Summer Bridge is
but
the most
having to
different from
follow
high
a strict
school just in
schedule was
how it's
anything
so
but
structured.
expected.
Like we have, we wake up at this time, tutoring at 9, class at 10:30, class at 1, tutoring at 7:30, and it's so, you can't be late to anything. It's so, serious, honestly, compared to high school, like way more serious. Because at high school, it kind of felt like, if you're late, if you're 5 minutes late, not a big deal.
Yeah, the way they scheduled out our day down to a T was kind of irritating, and how like we couldn't be late to anything or else there was some serious repercussions.
This generation just like, oh, sorry, I forgot to turn in my paper, or I forgot to call my professor back. So I just know from now on I'm just going to be on them constantly, and I know it doesn't annoy them, they just really need that push to keep
Now,
going.
having
with
a
how
taste
Summer
of what
Bridge
fall
is gone,
semester is going to
it's
be
been
like,
pretty
the
busy
freshmen
with
have
just the
only
2
3 weeks to
classes
get ready for
and
the full-time job
football.
of a student
So
athlete.
when we get into actual semester with 6 classes and football and games, I'm a little nervous. It's going to be a lot of work, so we'll see how it goes.
Freshman year, juggling classes and a soccer schedule, I am honestly terrified, and I don't know how it's going to plan out, but hopefully it's not as bad as I'm thinking.
Stressed will probably be an understatement for my freshman year, because personally I wasn't that good of a student in high school, so I'm gonna need to work on like bettering my student skills so that I can remain eligible for the season, continue like doing well in my classes and on the soccer field. So I'm gonna have to like learn a balance between the two to make sure I'm successful in both of them. She said, what are the differences? All right, go. You can connect it to school.
It's like a test.
Summer Bridge wasn't too bad. It was a pretty structured ship. Sorry. I had no idea where I was going with that.
I'm away from my parents and I have more freedom. And I need to use that time.
Is this supposed to be about academics?